Hey, what's up everybody? Prospector here with Watcher Realms, guys. The Sauryan Grimmscale Abyss 1 boss is finally here, and I guess it's time for me to put out my official guide on this boss. But anyways, without further ado, let's dig in. Alrighty, so Sauryan Grimmscale Abyss 1. Essentially what we're looking at here is a upgrade to the original Guild Boss 1 enemy. This is going to be a guild takedown kind of boss. You want to try to get this boss all the way down to 0 because you're going to get double rewards if you can do it. It's going to be very, very difficult, and anybody that's here to try to figure out if there's some kind of secret way to make this happen, we can show you things on how to use these heroes to do your best score you can, give you a few tips. But as far as some kind of secret tip or trick that's going to make this just work, it's just not there. It's going to be really, really involved with how much you've spent, how long you've been playing the game, what level your pantheon is at, what heroes you have to awaken level 5. In particular, Kigiri and Sun Wukong are kind of running the show right now on this boss, and if you didn't manage to get those, it's going to be really tough to come up with a replacement for them. But there is options. You just won't be hitting these higher scores that you're seeing all over the leaderboards yet. As time goes, we will figure out better strategies to be able to beat this boss, and I'm sure that a lot of us will be releasing videos as often as possible. So first thing I want to do is go over the rewards for this boss, but let's just back up to Nightmare 4 for a minute. Let's take a look at what we have here. So here we have the random demon soldier chests. We have the soul stones. You get the legendary soul stone, and you get the unpolished soul stone as an option, or I want to say a chance, and it's really low chance to get those. I haven't had one of those pop on my account for a very long time. I think it's been about 5 months coming out of Guild Boss since I've actually received any soul stone on a guild boss, not just unpolished, but any of them. You get a chance for ancient summoning crystals, legendary summoning crystals. Skill ups are really good rewards to pull out of here. I'd say 5-star hero or 5-star psychic powers aren't really that crazy, but you get diamonds. That's not really the best either. And then you get these shards for the rest of them, and then you also get yourself some epic hero soul stones. Depending on where you're in the game, this is going to be very nice. The same thing with huge stamina potions. I don't usually complain too much about getting those. Now, let's take it up to Abyss 1 here. You're going to see a massive difference right off the bat, okay? So, if we go up to, I want to say what average player is going to be doing somewhere between 22 and 35k. If you decide to purchase a stone or crusade stone to go back in there and do it a second time, you'd be able to probably pull off the 35k for the most part. Getting 15k isn't too bad. I want to say you want to try to push for that 20k range, and then hopefully you can get the 35k mark by just purchasing one crusade stone. Alright, so the first thing they have up here is Eternal Bullion. Now, I'm not too crazy about this one. We, in the end game, late game, the elitists, whatever you want to call them, getting Eternal Bullions isn't really that big of a deal. There's probably, as you can see right now, I have 49 of them, and I've been using them like crazy lately, trying to push GVG and everything. And then we can get, so I mean, it's just not really that great of a reward, but next thing we can get is the random mythic gear chest. Open to randomly obtain 1 mythic T2 gear, which is going to be like Soulbound Arcana, Infernal Roar, those kind of sets. Not a big fan of that one either, but we'll see how it plays out. If it's going to be decent pieces, I'm fine with it. If it's going to be just garbage all the time, and I'm going to have to go in there and just click to sell it, it's just going to be a little annoying. And plus, I don't really think that's a great reward. Now we're going to move on to the random demon soldier chest. It says open to randomly get an epic or legendary demon soldier or demon captain shard. So you have the chances in all of these keys to get yourself a nice epic or legendary demon soldier, which is nice. It's a good addition. I'm happy to have that on there. But then you can see up here at 5,000, we go right into the sanguine fabrics and the smoldering scales, which is just the crafting mats for making gear essentially. 20 or 20, 20, 20, and it goes up to maximum of 40 and 40. So nothing too crazy. I think this would probably be kind of disappointing to pull these if it really depends on how the rewards play out. Now 12k and up, you're going to start getting the mythic artifact essences. Now these are very valuable. Using them from exclusive artifacts is super awesome. You want to think about heroes like Hex, Kigiri, Sun Wukong, Ajax. There's plenty of heroes. Volka herself. Any of those heroes are really good options to be using your artifact essences on. And I like to make sure that you capitalize on making or getting as many of these shards as you can to try to bring that up and be able to min-max your heroes. It's kind of essential. Now, the closer you get to 60k, the more you're going to get. At 35k, you can get up to 8 mythic artifact essences. And at 60k, you can get 10. So you can see the rewards don't really get that much worse hitting the 35k. I don't know about the chances though. The 60k chances might be a lot better. Maybe someday we'll be hitting 60k on here. I don't know when, but maybe someday. A couple months maybe. Then after that, you can see we're going into the mats here for crafting. But down here at 60k, you have a chance to get yourself some advanced refining crystal shards. Not really too crazy. It's not really too crazy. This is going to be, oh yes, it's just shards. So yeah, not too advanced. So if I just move this over a little bit like this, and well, we can move them all over. Let's go like this. You can see how they kind of fall off here. And then they all kind of go into the soul stones. So the legendary hero soul stones, you get a chance at on all of them. All of the chests, there's a chance. I'm assuming that the chance goes up the farther you go down, but that's just hearsay. Then so we have some ancient summoning crystals, legendary summoning crystals. Here we have some recasting hammer shards. We have some refining crystal shards. And then I think it kind of falls off kind of a bit from there. We go into recasting hammer shards. 5-star psychic power. I wish that was just not in there at this point. Let's see. Let's move this over here. Let's see. It looks like these rewards are staying pretty much identical until 60k. Again, you're going to have a higher chance of getting more ancient summoning crystal shards and legendary summoning crystal shards. After that, we really are falling off. It just pretty much goes to whatever. So I can see the rewards are very nice. I'm hoping that the drop chances for legendary hero soul stones are higher for Abyss 1, because this boss is ridiculously insane. And by the time you can actually score 35k, you are at the point where none of the other stuff really matters, right? 22k, I mean, a lot of players that have been playing for like a year and a half can probably pull this off if they've been lucky enough to pull the right heroes. Speaking of which, what are the right heroes? Let's see if we can go. There should be a spot. We'll just go look at the leaderboards for now. You can see there's a lot of Soul Cadence. Soul Cadence is very popular. The magic damage is intense. You have to have a lot of magic damage with very limited heroes on the field. So Soul Cadence is going to be very much so top tier. Praetus is going to be top tier. Ingrid is going to be top tier for this. Really what you need is about 2 or 3 really heavy hitting magic damage dealers. If you don't have the Soul Cadence, you don't have the nice Praetus or any of those options, Hex is super popular. He's going to be almost in all of the teams. See, there's 1 here, 2 here that it doesn't have him, but Awaken 5 Hex with his exclusive artifact, perfect. Sun Wukong and Kigiri, they're going to be in most of the teams you're going to see. Sun Wukong, Kigiri, Sun Wukong, Kigiri. We have Sun Wukong and Kigiri. This guy here actually managed to do it without Sun Wukong, or well, he's got Sun Wukong, but then he ran Twyla instead. Twyla is very good as well. As far as damage dealers, it's really hard to say. Silas can do okay. His damage isn't that significant anymore. If you have him Awaken 5 with his maxed out artifact, he could probably hold you off until the 3rd shield or so, something along those lines. Setram with his shield breaking abilities is going to do very well as well. So any kind of heroes kind of do boosted damage to the shield is going to help you out. Now, essential heroes. Diaochan. I've been able to keep Dolores alive just as long with Diaochan versus not having her on the team. Now that being said, Diaochan it really needs an Awaken level 1. If you don't get an Awaken level 1 Diaochan, just use your Dolores. If you don't have Diaochan, just use Dolores. She's going to do a great job. The inspiration effect is a lot higher, and it's going to help you out a ton. You're just going to lose out on a 1 or 2k blood in between the shields. So, I mean, it's going to be a little bit of a difference, but nothing too crazy. You just have to work with what you have. Now, where is he? He's got to be on these teams here. Oh, he's running Carnelian up here. Ferssi. Ferssi is awesome at this. So there's a point where the boss is going to hit you. It's going to put what's called Burning Corrosion on your heroes. And at that time, you can just apply Ferssi's ult. He's going to do a big old heal, bring their health all the way up to max, help you hold that off. The other one that's going to be very essential, I would say, is going to be Aylin. Aylin does not actually offer physical or magic damage reduction. She actually just reduces damage to allies in her range, so it's not really counted as a buff. This is very strong. I believe it is right here. Additionally, allies in range receive 15% less damage. And then you have Ferssi, who's going to have his ability here, applies AoE damage reduction to all allies in range. This is going to be a 25% damage reduction because the boss is pretty much doing AoE the whole time. So definitely going to be want to go in with a Ferssi. I think with damage reduction, Durza is kind of coming forward as being very good. He has the weird ability, where is it here? Is actually in his talent. So he's going to offer physical and magic damage reduction based on the HP levels of the heroes within his range. His range is weird, so it might not be the best unit for it, but if you can figure out a strategy with it, it's probably going to happen. Because you can see, guy here, he's got Pixel Held has a 26k with Durza in there. Going forward, there's so many heroes. Rokir, he just put him down. He has physical damage reduction, magic damage reduction to the allies around him. Activate his ult, he gets more. Magda, Jake Smash here is running Magda for the extra penetration. This is actually a really cool idea. She's going to give penetration increase and a damage increase to allies within her attack range, which is very nice. So help you get through those shields. Then we have Volka is another one that I like to use. I'm using Volka on my team. It works out well with the strategy that I'm running. I do have a surprise hero on this team that I'm going to show you in this video. So just stick around. Also, I would like to know what your guys' favorite hero right now for this boss is, if you've been trying it out. Is it Hex? Is it Durza? Is it Aylin? Is it Sumukong, Kigiri? You know, which one is your main damage dealer that you think you can't live without on this boss? I'm planning on doing like a top 5 or a top 10 or something in the future, so let me know it down in the comments. Alright, so as I'm doing this, I'm going to show you some footage. I'm going to read through the skill description. You'll be able to see the footage come up, and I will be reading it as it goes so you can actually see the skill in action while I'm doing it. Unnatural mutation. Ancient bloodline. Sauryan Grimmscale mutates, his body surging with the power of ancient bloodline. Please use physical attacks in this form. You're going to see this is when he is purple. When he is purple, you use physical damage. When he's yellow, you want to use magic damage. The names of them are Ancient Bloodline and Nightmare's Revenge. Then we have Punishing Blow. It's a passive. Each time a hero is defeated or retreats, their redeployment time is increased by 30 seconds. If you're bringing Volka with and you have you're pulling heroes off the field, you won't make it past the 3rd shield, most likely anyways, so the extra 30 seconds isn't going to hurt you much quite yet. We have Grimmscale Apocalypse. Sauryan channels the ultimate power of his current form, dealing damage to all targets on the battlefield every 4 seconds. Deals massive damage to summons. So Sumukong summons or any summons that go into the field at the time, he's going to just do extra damage to those. Arcane Torrent. Targets the hero with the highest max HP on the battlefield and deals massive damage 1 time to the target every 5 seconds. So this is a reason that we need to bring a tank. It's just kind of like Apoc 2 or Semra, where you need to have a tank with you, and you want to have that tank in there just to take this damage. Otherwise, one of your fighters are going to be taking that damage instead. Transcendence. Each phase increases his attack and penetration. So as you go through the shields, he's going to get higher and higher attack and higher defense or magic resistance penetration. That's something you got to keep in mind. You kind of want to get as much damage out as soon as possible. We haven't really figured out a way to really survive into the 4th shield anyways, so yeah, you're going to try to focus on that. Dragon's Bulwark. The next passive is activate the dragon's bulwark, granting a shield for himself. If the shield is broken, the dragon enters a weakened state. If the shield isn't broken, instantly kills all heroes on the battlefield. As far as I know, when you go into this vulnerable state here, it's just like the normal dragon, except I think he's still immune to the opposite damage type, whether it be physical or magic, of whatever dragon you're going against. Until he switches over, you can't use the other damage. Alright, so now we're getting into the actual skills of him attacking and doing what he needs to do. Drake's Bellow unleashes a single full screen attack that deals true damage. Based on the target's current HP percentage, implies Burning Corrosion. You're going to hear that word a lot throughout this fight. Burning Corrosion deals continuous damage to the target and their adjacent units while reducing healing received. Cannot be dispelled. So you can't remove it. So Aylin is not going to be able to pull the debuff off your units. You have to survive this damage. And this is where I am suggesting that you use Ferssi to supplement the heals until Aylin is ready to go and able to make it to the full shield. I'll explain that in the test run that we do. And we're moving on to Storm Surge. During Ancient Bloodline, Infernal's Lightning strikes each target one time with charged particles, dealing damage while reducing the target's healing received and inflicting a stun for 3 seconds. This doesn't do that much damage. It's not that scary. I think it's one of the weaker abilities of the boss. Lightning Surge unleashes one Lightning Surge on each target. Charge particles after the Lightning Surge ends continuously unleashes multiple charge particles that deal damage and reduce the target's healing received. Cannot be dispelled. So you're getting a heal reduction and you can't dispel anything. Worm's Wrath. During Ancient Bloodline, unleashes waves of purple flames from the ground, dealing multiple stage damage to all targets. This one hurts a little bit. It's nothing too crazy, but it does hurt a little bit. I found in my team, I've been able to just not really pay much attention to it. Power Up. Absorbs the ground flames to summon a powerful fireball from the sky. Annihilate targets the hero with the highest max HP on the battlefield and deals massive damage one time. If no other units are adjacent to the target, all damage is concentrated on the target hero, resulting in instant death. So if there's not a unit by your tank, that tank will die. You're not going to be able to avoid it. It's going to die. So keep that in mind. Meteoric Deluge. During Nightmare's Revenge, targets a unit with the highest max HP on the battlefield, so your tank, and launches multiple meteors at them. When each meteor hits the ground, it deals physical damage to the target and nearby units while inflicting burning corrosion. Also triggers a full screen shockwave that deals physical damage and inflicts debuffs. Burning Corrosion, here we go again. Deals continuous damage to the target and units within range while significantly reducing the healing received. Cannot be dispelled. Seismic Slam. Actually, these last two are special to the Nightmare's Revenge, which is the magic damage boss. During Nightmare's Revenge, launches a multi-strike full screen attack with 3 ground slams, generating shockwaves. Ground slams deal high damage to ground units, while shockwaves deal relatively low damage to the platform units. The platform units take a little less damage, which is nice, and this is why we're going to be using heroes like Lord Phineas, Sun Wukong, Kigiri. These units all have high HP and deal incredible damage. And any units that you have on the platforms, they can have a little bit lower HP. Now, let's go into the fight. And I'm going to kind of break down what is happening here. Well, it's going to go through the fight and kind of explain what I have. We have Torodor here. He's going to be in a morale set. He is our tank. He's also going to be in a tuning crystal to help with some heals, help with some extra damage. He'll just do a little bit. There's not much coming out of him. Kigiri. My Kigiri is A5. He is very, very strong. He's coming in at 29.2k attack and 301% crit damage. Artifact is going to be maxed out Demonic Relic. You're going to see similar stats coming out of my Sun Wukong. He's also Awakened 5, maxed out Golden Cudgel, and his stats coming at 25k and 343.5% crit damage. I did swap one of these into a crit damage piece because I found out that I was getting more damage that way. So very odd thing, but it does work. Volka here. Now, she's in there. I have her built for damage. I was struggling with the third shield. No, it'd be the second physical damage shield. I was really getting having a hard time taking that down. Bringing her up to 20.6k attack and 297% crit damage was able to get me past that in an Infernal Roar set. And her artifact is also at level 22. I bring this up because in order to keep that decreased attack on the boss just using Volka, you want to have this level 22. Level 19, you can probably get away with it, but even better, go for 25 if you can get it up there. This will help you out in Semra as well. Ferssi, built just like I would in Semra, Invigoration, Warlord, high attack, a little bit of rage regen, and in a euphoric orb. Twinfiend, unfortunately, mine is only awakened level 0, but I need him. I cannot seem to get past the magic shields without him. I don't have Soul Cadence. Soul Cadence would be a better option for this. He's built for raw damage with some rage regen in there, so I could use his ult in between at the beginning when Nightmare's Revenge comes up, and then when his shield comes up as well. And yeah, I have his artifact here at level 16. X, very strong unit on my account. He's awakened level 5. He's going to have ridiculous stats. He's coming in at 17.9k attack with 300% crit damage. Now, I've seen better stats out of hexes, but this is what I decided to go with. Typically on Guild Boss, you run 15k. I think on this boss, you want to run a minimum of 17 with your hex. And yes, we have a Suture Caprice at level 25, completely maxed out. Now, this one is very special. This is very special. Without her, I get like 12k. With her, I can approach 25. So she's coming in there. She's doing magic damage. She has the amazing ability as when you pick her up off the field, put her back down later, she gets increased damage as you go along. Increases her damage by 15% with each deployment up to 60%. Now I can only really get her out on the field twice, so she gets an extra 30% increase in damage, but it is immaculate. And she is also going to be in some really good gear, but she also, as soon as you place her down, she goes into her ultimate and increases her attack by 30%, crit damage by 80%. This girl does a ton of damage. Alright, and onto the gear quickly. Infernal Roar, Warlord, total stats, 27.2k attack, 312% crit damage. Don't need anything else. Some attack speed is like as you go. And her artifact, I'm putting her in an Eye of Sin. Is this the best artifact for her? I don't really know. I know she does all AoE damage. I'll take the extra 20%. I can't really think of a reason to need extra HP. I'm not shielding her, so I don't need to run a talisman. I don't need the extra physical damage at the time. So it's either going to be like a Frigid Flame or an Eye of Sin. And I figured that the Eye of Sin will start off with 20% boost. And the Frigid Flame is going to give her an extra 11% every 4 seconds. That might work, actually. You end up with maybe 22% extra damage. I don't know for sure. But the Eye of Sin seems to work really well for me. Now, our damage reduction heroes, we're going to be running Aylin. And her build is basically what I put on my Eloin. So she's running 25k HP, 11.6k attack, 1 second attack interval, and 100 heal effect, and 85% rage regen. Seems to be right on. And then we're running a Taya's Balm. Increases healing multiplier 50% when healing a hero with less than 40% HP. Your heroes will get below 40% HP very often. And with this artifact, it's going to save your butt, believe me. Maybe there's an extra artifact that would work better for this. I don't know, but it just seems to work really well. I don't even have to worry about putting Diaochan into the damage reduction mode. Serenade of Hope. I don't have to run Serenade of Hope. I can pretty much run the Song of Sorrow the whole time and just keep their attack boosted for the most part. She's running a Wings of Grace. Whenever I put on my Dolores, highest attack you can get. Rage Regen doesn't matter. It just happens to be my Wings of Grace set has that. So nothing too crazy. Coming at 13.54k attack. And we have, well, nothing else really matters. Her artifact is only at level 10. I would definitely say upgrading this is going to help you out a ton. So I might consider start putting some of those essences into the Phoenix Feather fan. All right. I think we're ready to go into the fight. I will try to explain the best I can what's going on. The goal is going to be right around 25k. That's what I've been hitting in most of my playtests. I've been able to do it consistently for the most part. Maybe not so much when I'm talking to you, but hopefully I can pull it off. let's go in. Placements are very important as you put your units down on the field. I'm sorry also if I sound kind of monotone, my throat's kind of weird today. Anyways, so I'm going to stop it, pause it, put it on 1x. I'm going to change the view. You can see this is where your platform units can go. It's kind of limited, but it's kind of weird. So you're going to end up having to put your AoE damage reduction heroes in the same spot so they can cover all of this. And we also want to make sure that where you put your Torodor, which is probably going to be right up here, you're going to want to put Kigiri next to him, because he's going to share that damage load in a way. And you're going to be able to need to use Kigiri's ultimate while he's sheathed, so he doesn't take any damage because he's temporarily invulnerable for at least a hit. Alright, so let's start putting units down. I'm going to unpause this and hit the escape button and pause it immediately. This is going to be able to optimize my time to get Kigiri out on the field or as soon as possible. I want to get all these heroes out on the field, including all the nightmare units, so that way I can get a hit off from Kigiri as soon as possible. You'll see as I go. Alright, so let's start with Kigiri. He's going to go right there. I'm going to pause it again immediately. You should be able to see him in the background. I think, yeah, you can see him in the background here. Then we're going to go ahead and place Sun Wukong behind him. Now you can place Sun Wukong up here, but it's kind of limited either way. I don't think it really matters too much. He'll be able to spawn his clones over here and everywhere within the zone, and they will die pretty quickly anyways. And now we're going to place down Diaochan right here. She's going to be in Wings of Grace. The reason we're placing her down first, so she'll target that whichever hero has the highest attack. In this case, it should be Kigiri, and Kigiri does seem to be doing the most damage on this boss in general. Next, we're going to place Ferssi right next to Kigiri. She's going to place Invigoration buff on Sun Wukong. We're going to place Hex here, facing forward, of course. And there's not really much to say about that. Diaochan, he's going to be within Diaochan's range. He's going to be within Aylin's range. He's going to be safe staying there. Ferssi facing up. This is going to give everybody in this area AoE damage reduction. And it is also applying the Invigoration buff to that Hex. Now, the next few are pretty straightforward. We're going to place Volka right up there in this top corner, facing the right. And the reason I want to put her up in that top corner is because I don't want her to be close to Torodor. If I move her over one more spot, or if I put her right here, she will take that damage and she will die unless you have her in a high HP set. If that's the way you need to go, then that's the way you need to go. Put her in a Guardian set, put her in some Rage Regen, put her next to Torodor if you must. Alright, so Torodor is going to go right here. You see there's a space in between Torodor and Volka, and there's a space between Torodor and Hex, but he is sharing that damage with Kigiri right here. Now we're going to place down Twinfiend right there facing the right. And then we're going to swap Diaochan into her... Oh man, I can never remember what it is called. It is the Song of Hope, or yeah, Song of Sorrow, I think. I believe that's what it is. Anyways, we're going to leave our Xena off the side of the field for now. You could place her. We could go like this. Let's try it right here, right now. Live on video. I think she should come back in time, just to give her that extra 15% damage boost if you need to. Now, we're going to activate Kigiri as soon as possible. You'll get hit by some random damage. The boss is always doing damage to you. If you're not sure, you can just hit that ult. He'll probably get hit by something. Alright, as you can see, I'm not too concerned right now. There is that stun. You can see the damage wasn't really that bad there. It just stuns you. If you don't have a lot of health, later on in the fight, it'll do a lot of damage and will take out your units if they're not at full HP when you hit that spot. Alright, so here we have Drake's Bellow. This is going to do the burning corrosion and the initial hit. So we're going to use Ferssi to counteract that. You see their health's going to go really low. Use Ferssi. He's going to give them like a full boost of health. That should keep them up pretty well. Worm's Wrath is coming around the corner. I think if we... or the monster manual, I could probably just look at that quick. Worm's Wrath unleashes a wave of purple flames from the ground, dealing multiple stage damage to all targets, and it can target the hero with the highest max HP on the battlefield and deal massive damage to them. You'll see that happen as we go here. Alright, and I'm not concerned about it quite yet. Now each phase is going to do 4 attacks, and it's gonna be those 4 attacks for this phase of the boss every time, and it'll be the same 4 attacks for the next phase of the boss. It'll just kind of cycle back and forth. Alright, so I'm just gonna activate Volka when the shield comes up, get the physical magic damage and vulnerabilities up on the shield. I'm gonna let Kigiri and Sun Wukong take that out without me using any ults, so I can hit him during his vulnerability phase. We'll just hit Volka. You can hit Torodor as well. Not that it really helps that much. And Sun Wukong and Kigiri should take it out. As soon as it goes down, activate Kigiri and Sun Wukong. You can wait a little bit longer and try to time that so he gets it in the first 3 seconds. Overall, it doesn't really seem to make too much of a difference, but you know, it is what it is. He's already has that locked in, if I believe. Not really, I don't remember how that actually works. Now, I'm going to change the view here. As soon as this boss comes up and gets promoted and changes over, we're going to activate Hex and Twinfiend. Alright, so time for Hex and then Twinfiend. We'll get off a nice solid hit in there. See, Hex isn't doing any damage. And now the damage is starting to come in. These Kigiri and Sun Wukong and Volka will all stay stationary for their damage because they're only doing 10 damage, as you can see just right there, to this phase of the fight. So no sense in doing anything else with Kigiri and Sun Wukong. Here's that hit again. Activate Ferssi on the first one. And then right before the second one hits, I'm going to say right about now, activate Aylin for the Seismic Slam. She does an amazing job keeping this going. And another reason why keeping Diaochan in her inspiration mode is going to be giving Aylin inspiration as well. So as she's healing, she's doing a better job healing because she gets more attack, or she's an attack-based healer. Alright, so now we're just in survival mode. There's not really much you need to do right now. Another Drake's Bellow, that burning corrosion. Just need to survive it. Meteoric Deluge. As soon as it comes down, we're going to activate Kigiri to take a hit. You can see he took a hit, and he does take a bunch of damage there. So make sure you mitigate one of those hits with Kigiri's ult. Now, we're going to place down Xena right here facing upwards. And we're going to activate Twinfiend. And just as the shield comes up, we'll activate Volka. Now, hopefully, we could take this shield down and into the next phase of the fight. Nice hit there. That was great. Leave Xena on the field until her ultimate gets down to 0, basically. You should have gotten a nice chunk of extra 15% damage there. Yeah, so the next shield that comes out, it's going to be an extra 30%. Alright, so now she's down to 0. We'll pull her off the field. You can hit Twinfiend, it doesn't matter. If your Twinfiend is A1, you can use that to your advantage and apply physical and magic damage reduction, or physical and magic damage vulnerabilities to the boss before using Kigiri and Sun Wukong, so keep that in mind. I'm going to activate Kigiri right now, and Sun Wukong as well. Random hit comes in and hit him. Again, try to figure out the timing for that. I usually wait a little bit, actually, make sure he hits a little bit harder for that part of the fight. Drake's Bellow is coming again. Now what do we do with that? Ferssi. Activate Ferssi. Alright. We can activate Torodor now. I'm going to activate Aylin a little bit early because these guys look like they're struggling a little bit. This is going to be that stun. You can see if you don't have your health high enough, he can take you out right there. So keep that in mind. Another Drake's Bellow. Aylin's going to be able to heal him up. She's going to take care of him. Right now, 17.5k blood. Worm's Wrath. Here it comes. It's going to hit the guys down there. Doesn't hurt too bad, just like before. This time, we're going to activate Volka. We're going to activate Kigiri. And we're going to activate Sun Wukong as long as he has max stacks, which he does right now. You will need those max stacks. It takes a lot of damage to get that shield down. See, they both hit. And we didn't just take it out. It's a lot of damage, guys. These boys do a lot of damage. And if they're struggling that much at that point, it's ridiculous. If you have a little bit of rage built on your Sun Wukong, you can usually get him to come back, do his ultimate one more time. You can just kind of spam click here. And just pray that it hits. You know, it should. It should. You got him. You got him. Kong is at 69k or 69 million, and we have Kigiri at 94. Now, here's the interesting part. We are going to activate Hex, and we're going to activate Twinfiend. We have Xena over here at 20 seconds left. She may not get back on the field again. We're going to have to activate Ferssi, and we're going to activate Aylin immediately. She's going to struggle to keep these guys alive now. The damage is kicking up. It is kicking up a lot. Alright, so 10 seconds for our girl over here. Another Drake's Bellows coming. Alright. Now I don't think I can take out this part of the shield, but I'm thinking I want to put her down anyways. Not sure. Normally I don't, because she has the increased time to come back, I'd have her on the field already, and that's how I push up to the 25k, and I just don't worry about this shield. Activate Kigiri. You might go down, that's fine. We're gonna go ahead and put down Xena. We're gonna go ahead and activate Twinfiend, and we're gonna activate Volka, and you're gonna see the power of this shield. It is insane, guys. That is with Xena and Hex just wailing on it. Like, isn't that not insane? 25%, 20% left on the shield. No chance. No chance. And there's that clear. Means you didn't clear the shield, and that's exactly what you get. Alright, so now keep in mind that if you want to hit a little bit higher, right around 25k, don't put Xena down first. I wasn't sure if there'd be enough time for that or not, but apparently not. Wait for the first magic shield to place your Xena, just like I did there, and then you should be able to place her in time. When you get to that last shield, you start off with Hex when you activate his ultimate, fire to Twinfiend, and place down your Xena so that she can have advantage of the Twinfiend hit. Now, with that being said, I think my high score was right around 25k. I know it said that it upgraded there, updated. It's been doing it whether I got 10k or 25k. It doesn't seem to matter. 25k has been my main hit that I've been able to do. Can't quite seem to figure out how to get any further than that. I think these Soul Cadence, or at the very minimum, maybe an A1 Twinfiend would make it happen. But as of right now, I just can't get it. Going into the gear quickly. I'm going to be really quickly about this, right? I'm just going to show you the gear. We got Morale set, and we have the Astral Guardian set on the left side. HP, defense. I have his exclusive on there. Don't need that. HP bonus on the Morale set. Looking for defense bonus substats. And then we have the Tuning Crystal. Kigiri. Very strong set. We have Warlord and Soulbound Arcana. Attack bonus, crit rate, crit damage. This is the goal with flat attack if you can get it. Same thing over here. Attack bonus, crit rate, crit damage, and flat attack. And ideal pieces would be just like this. All the way through the board. And then we have a maxed out Demonic Relic, an exclusive artifact. Sumo Kong is exactly the same type of gear. With one of his pieces being crit damage instead. Volka. Infernal Roar. Attack bonus, attack speed, crit rate, crit damage across the board. You don't have to worry too much about using the flat attack pieces on Volka. She's not going to do a ton of damage. Save those for your Xena. Or maybe a different hero. Same thing on the left side as the other heroes. Attack bonus, crit rate, crit damage. These guys all have roughly 25 to 30k. I think a lot of the fighters have 30k HP. Ferssi. Invigoration set. Warlord does inspiration, of course. So you want to get that attack nice and high. Attack bonus, attack speed. A little bit of regen is nice. A little HP bonus is nice. Same thing on all pieces here. And then we have main stat you're only looking for here is attack bonus. You want attack bonus and flat attack, you can get it, but in this case we want attack speed for the extra healing. You can use them for a little bit of healing. We're at 21.5k attack, 1.5 second attack interval, and 54.5% rage regen in an euphoric orb. Twinfiend. Maybe Soulbound Arcana set. Warlord on the left side. Nothing too crazy here. He is running a crit damage piece. I wanted to have some rage regen, and I didn't actually have another attack bonus piece that had rage regen on it. So I just went with this. It doesn't seem to change much anyways. These pieces are not the greatest on my account, of course. It's running around 20k attack or so, 20-25. Attack bonus, crit rate, crit damage. Attack bonus, crit rate, crit damage. Keep in mind that the platform units take a little less damage, so like I said, right around 25k is ideal. It works well, it seems, as you saw. And there's the stats. On the artifact, I'm going with the Devil's Gaze at level 16. This is just going to make more meteors come down as you go. Maybe a Tear of Twilight would help even more. I'm not sure. Probably. Hex. Warlord left side. Attack bonus, crit rate, crit damage. Attack bonus, crit rate, crit damage. Each of these pieces have some HP on there. Hex has relatively low HP, so it's nice to boost it up a little bit. Same thing over here. Attack bonus, attack speed, crit rate, crit damage. Flat attack would be fine. Same thing here. And the same thing here. Flat attack or HP bonus would be better than the healing effect, of course. And we're running 17.9k attack, 30k HP, a little bit extra than we need, and 300% crit damage. Boost his attack really high. Magic damage needs it. Suture of Caprice, level 25. Is it necessary level 25? Probably not, but it's going to help you out one way or another. Xena. Infernal Roar. She's the hero you put down on the field. You pick her up, put her down on the field. She's not going to sit around and gather stacks for Soul Arcana. You want Infernal Roar. Attack bonus, attack speed, crit rate, crit damage, and flat attack. You want this across the board. These are the pieces you're going to want to use on her. Her attack needs to be really high. Attack bonus, crit rate, crit damage, and attack bonus, crit rate, crit damage, and flat attack. Get that attack high. 27.2k attack. She's going to boost that by 30%. She's going to boost her crit damage by 80%. I think it's 80% or 40, one of the two. So when she's just placed on the field, she's just doing so much damage. It's ridiculous. I don't think there's a unit that even does that much damage. Eye of Sin, as you saw, I talked a little bit about it earlier. I would say, you know, maybe you can go with something like an Amulet of Arteries. I don't know. I can't think of a better artifact than the Eye of Sin or Frigid Flame. One of those two. Going into Aylin. Aylin is a big healer. You want to be shooting for attack bonus, a little bit of attack speed if you can. Attack speed amulet is pretty much necessary. You want her to be healing really, really fast because the damage is coming in really quick as well. Attack bonus with attack speed, rage regen, a little bit of HP, a little bit of defense, anything you can get to help her out. I have Light's Grace on the left side here. You can just run any good healer pieces. If you wanted to run, I want to say like Whirlwind, or if you wanted to run Salvation, you'd be fine running those as well. But the stats you're looking for are the same. Attack speed, rage regen, attack bonus or healing effect would probably be better. I don't even have attack speed on my breastplate yet, so let's keep that in mind. Total stats, 25k, HP, 11.6k attack, 1 second attack interval, and 85% rage regen. Artifact is going to be Taya's Balm. Remember, like I said before, Taya's Balm is going to increase her healing multiplier by 50% when units get below 40% HP, and that is going to happen a lot. You want this at level 25. Diaochan. She's in your basic Dolores build for Wings of Grace. This is going to give a 12% boost to their attack, and you're going to need it. Attack bonus, flat attack, rage regen doesn't matter in this case, but HP bonus is nice because she does have relatively low defense and really low HP, so you want to boost it up a little bit. Same thing here, attack bonus, flat attack, attack bonus, flat attack, get some HP, flat defense if you can, attack bonus, healing effect doesn't really matter. Just keep that in mind. You just want to get the attack percentage is the main stat you're looking for. HP bonus and defense bonus would be more ideal than rage regen and healing effect. Same thing here. Attack bonus, flat attack, HP bonus, defense bonus. Perfect. Artifact is her exclusive artifact, Phoenix Feather Fan, because it increases her attack by 5%, and then over time it increases her attack even further. So it works really well for her. Anyways, guys, I don't think that I have anything else to really explain about Sauryan Grimmscale Abyss 1. I hope you guys are able to take this guide and get something from it. I don't want you to think that you have to overdo the damage reduction. As you can see, the only damage reduction I was running is actually Ferssi and Aylin. Diaochan was never even went into having her damage reduction up on her allies. She's just there boosting attack, and she's doing it all the time. So that's why she's better than Dolores still. You want 2 to 3 really, really strong physical damage dealers, like Kigiri. Volka was kind of supplementing their damage even. So if you don't want to run Volka, you could try to run Arrogance instead and see if that works out for you. And you also want 3 really strong magic damage dealers. So you have 6 really strong damage dealers, and you have some room for healers, damage reduction, and the other 4. Anyways, guys, that's it for today's video. I hope you found it helpful. If you did, don't forget to like and subscribe. Also, if you have any questions about Sauryan, don't forget to join the Discord. I'll try to answer them as much as possible. You can also ask me in the comment section. I usually respond within the first 24 hours as the video is released. Anyways, I look forward to seeing your scores on the leaderboards. If you figure anything out that's sneaky or tricky, please contact me so I can let the community know, and we can all take advantage of that equally. But anyways, thanks for tuning in. Until next time, keep digging.